checklist on this political board, they can do it right now. So let's just stop the games with the Republican Democrat nonsense, and let's let our troops focus on what they need to be focused on, and that's taking care of the enemy.
Do you agree, Ashwin, that from time to time, and probably right now, the fighting men and women of the United States, the U.S. military personnel, are merely some sort of poker chips, if you will, that are being used by both political parties?
Well, I hope that's not true, and I like to believe that it's not true. I mean, I think that in their hearts, both Republicans and Democrats, they care deeply about this country and they care deeply about the military. That's why I think it's unfortunate that this is going on. But speaking of both sides coming together, I think in the Senate today, Kay Bailey Hutchinson got 72 co-sponsors for a bill that would fund the military, even in the case of a government shutdown, and ensure all these servicemen and women got their paychecks. Now, that's not tied to any abortion bill or any of these other rioters that I think have been holding this up, but I think it's a good bill, and I think that many, even Republicans in the Senate, are calling on John Boehner and House Republicans to accept that and to pass a similar bill and then argue about the rioters later on.
You know, David, a lot of people are furious that if there's a shutdown, and we all hope there won't be a shutdown, but if there is, and the paychecks stop going out to the family members of the U.S. military personnel, a lot of people are outraged that members of Congress, the House and Senate, they make about $175,000 a year, they would continue to get their paychecks. How do you feel about that?
I'm one of those people that are outraged by it. You know, you got privates and E4 below. Some of these guys are making $851 every 2 weeks, okay? The average member of Congress right now is worth what? Net worth of $3 million a person? I mean, that's what the average is. I don't think people care if Harry Reid has to transfer funds between money markets so he's not taking a paycheck. This is patronizing. You know, a member of Congress can own and operate an arena football team right now, and these kids are not going to be able to feed their children, their wives. How about this, Wolf? How about death gratuities? How about if you lost your husband or your son or your daughter? The death gratuity would stop. All of your security is gone. Your loved one is fallen. He's in Arlington Cemetery, and you can't get a gratuity for that from the government because of this nonsense that's going on right now in the Senate. It's absolutely shameful.
It's not only shameful, it's sick when you think about what's at stake right now. I'm glad both of you joined us, Ashwin Medea, David Bellavia. Guys, thanks very much for coming in, and good luck.
Thank you.
When we come back, a man who was at the center of the last government showdown. It was a shutdown at that point, 1995. Stand by. What happened then and what's happening right now?
What if Bear Premium Weatherproofing protected you like it protects your deck? Rain wouldn't bother you, snow wouldn't either. You'd be completely protected with Bear's advanced 100% acrylic formula that seals in the beauty and seals out the weather. You'd be safe no matter what comes, and every day would be a good day. Restore, beautify, and protect with Bear Premium Weatherproofing wood stains and finishes. A great value exclusively at Home Depot. Good, better, Bear.
Everyone's talking about the all-new 2012 Volvo S60. Halloween called it a kick in the pants to drive. Car and Driver said it's the most fluid and poised Volvo ever. Automobile Magazine likened the interior to a Scandinavian masterpiece, but the fact that you'll pay nothing to repair or maintain your Volvo for the first 5 years is enough to leave you speechless. Now through May 2nd, lease the S60 for $299 a month or get 0.9% APR for 36 months.
The deeper you go, the more good things you learn about oil and natural gas, an industry that supports 9.2 million American jobs, with 20% new jobs in natural gas alone since 2006. And from the energy and manufacturing plants to the fertilizer on the farm to the building blocks for tomorrow's medicines, we're fueling all kinds of jobs. So, the next time we discover more oil and natural gas together underground, think of all the good that means above ground. Log on to learn more.
My name is Mike, and I quit smoking. I knew, for years before I quit, that I needed to quit, and I went online to find a way. What really excited me about Chantix, it's a non-nicotine pill. I didn't want nicotine to give up nicotine. While you're taking the medication, For the first week, you can go ahead and smoke.
Prescription Chantix is proven to help people quit smoking.
When I was taking the Chantix, it reduced the urge to smoke.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice any of these symptoms or behaviors, stop taking Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop serious allergic or skin reactions, stop taking Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some of these can be life-threatening. Dosing may be different if you have kidney problems. Until you know how Chantix affects you, use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
It feels wonderful. I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
Ask your doctor about Chantix and find out how you can save money on your prescription. Go to Chantix.com to get terms and conditions.
Let's check in with Anderson Cooper to see what's coming up at the top of the hour. I think I know him.
Yeah, I mean, what a night. Crazy. We'll have more on the breaking news, of course. We're on for 2 hours tonight on 360, all the way up to the midnight hour, with just hours before potentially the first government shutdown in 15 years. The race is on, a race against time. We'll be here until midnight, as I said. We have all of our reporters all over Washington. Feverish negotiations obviously underway on Capitol Hill right now. House Republicans meeting. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid expected to speak tonight. We'll have that for you live. Also, President Obama may also speak. We'll bring you any comments he makes. We'll also sort out the spin on both sides. Democrats pointing fingers at Republicans for refusing to budge with some of the riders they put in this bill. Funding for Planned Parenthood, the most controversial probably among them. Republicans insisting this isn't about social issues, it's about money and fiscal discipline. As I said, we got reporters all over, analysts and congressmen from both parties as well. All that wealth at the top of the hour.
All right, we're all working late. Anderson, thanks very much. We'll check in with you right at the top of the hour. Let's check in with Dan Bash right now. Dan, the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, he's meeting with his Republican colleagues right now. I take it he's presenting the deal to them, if in fact there's a deal. Is that what you're hearing?
Well, I don't know, we can ask him, are you going to present the deal, sir? I'm live. I tried, Well. I tried there. He's obviously not answering that question, but listen, the message that they're sending out to us is that there is no deal, and that the Speaker is going to simply talk to his rank and file about what's going on. But we are getting, just from body language and other indications, that perhaps there's something shaping up that's more than that he needs to get an okay on from his rank and file. So that's what we're hearing now, that's what we're seeing now as people are walking in here. But Democratic sources I'm talking to still insist they are close, they're very close, they don't have that deal sealed yet.
Yeah, there's no deal until there is a deal, as we always say. Dana, we'll check back with you. Thanks very much. My next guest was the House Majority Leader during the last government shutdown back in 1995. Dick Armey is currently chairman of Freedom Works. There's a growing divide, apparently, between some mainstream Republicans, some Tea Party activists, congressmen. What are you hearing right now? Is this a significant split, or is it overblown?
No, I don't think there's a split there. This situation is more difficult in some respects than what we saw in '95. Well, you have to remember that what they're dealing with is the 13 separate appropriations bills in the discretionary part of the budget. And in '95, we didn't have this issue of military pay because our priority was defense spending, and we had actually passed that as a separate bill. The Democrats failed to pass any of the 13 bills by October 1st or even in a late duck session, and therefore they wrapped them all up together. As soon as they wrapped them all up together in an omnibus bill, they broke down then the barriers between our social issues like funding for Planned Parenthood.
Congressman, let's cut to the chase right now. You believe, based on the experience that you as a Republican leader had in '95 during the last government shutdown, you want a deal right now under any circumstances. Is that right?
No, that's not right at all.
What's a deal breaker for you? What's a deal breaker for you?
Well, the fact of the matter is, we have a Congress, and today I work with grassroots activists known as the Tea Party movement, and we're not holding or particularly impressed with either of the two political parties, but we have a crying need for this government to face up to the need to step up right now and cut unrealistic, unnecessary, excessive government spending before this nation faces a financial catastrophe. And we think the Republican majority dealing with the leftover business of the past Democrat majority in this circumstance is making a very good effort to get rid of the superfluous, unnecessary, even obnoxious, and constitutionally questionable spending that would be able to reduce that budget.